Let's bring in veteran U.S. Marine Commander, Georgia Congressman Rich McCormick. Congressman, it's great to see you. What do you make of this? Democrats are blaming the Iran war for high gas prices. Yes, gas is up, but California's problems with gas prices predate this. We don't see Senator Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders protesting what's going on in California with high gas.
Yeah, and they've had this problem since the beginning of time. They're the highest tax state in the union. They're losing millions. That's why they lost congressional seats last census, and that's why they're trying to get it back through illegal immigration that they can count in the census, regardless if they can vote or not. If you think about it, their tax rate just on income, when you add federal and state, and the highest bracket is 57%. That's the last calculation I did. And you add on to that this tax in gas, property taxes. They can't get enough of their tax dollars into the coffers, which they're still under budget, and they ask us as a federal government to bail them all on. This is about as dishonest argument as they could possibly have. It's proven to fail. They believe and they bought into socialism as an answer. It will never work, and it's going to ruin such a great state, too. I lived there for 7 years as a Marine, and it's a great place weather-wise, terrain-wise. You can surf there. You can climb mountains in the same day, but instead they just believe in tax and spend, and it's always failed.
Congressman, let's turn to Iran. The president is weighing more airstrikes on Iran to get it to turn over its nuclear materials. He told Congress hostilities have terminated. This is as the conflict hits that 60-day deadline, but he is weighing more strikes. Moments ago, he said they're going to get this thing done properly. They're not going to leave early and have the problem arise years from now again. There's also this Wall Street ballparking. Gas prices will come down, Congressman. Look at this data out of J.P. Morgan Chase. A huge buffer of massive supply, 580 million barrels of oil in storage. That can cover the supply gap from the Iran war.
Yeah, we got to be careful about our emergency supplies. Biden rated that to begin with just because of prices he created when there was no such thing as an embargo. There's no wars out there, but he decided to mess with the oil prices disingenuously. Now we're paying for that. We've never really resupplied that. These oil prices will come down. This war will come to an end. The faster, the better, of course, but we cannot leave this job undone. We cannot have an autocratic theocracy with nuclear-grade weapons. We can't. That's why we started this. Why this is how we have to end this. But ultimately, we're increasing our production. You saw UAE left OPEC. Lots of other countries are starting to increase the production. It's going to offset the Persian Gulf. And when they open back up again, there's going to be a free fall of gas prices. And hopefully it'll coincide with the elections and help us out. But I think ultimately we're going to benefit massively for this long term.
Yeah, and the story is that Iran can't do the waiting game, thinking that gas prices going up will buy them some kind of, get the government to back off because Trump is worried politically. That looks like it won't happen because that Iran cannot wait this out until the midterms for that. Listen to Chevron's CEO Mike Wirth, what he told Maria Bartiromo this morning about the U.S. is the world's biggest oil and gas producer. Watch.
The U.S. is not only the biggest producer of oil and gas now, but it's also the biggest exporter of oil and gas. We're seeing dozens of large crude-carrying vessels show up at the Gulf of America to load and take supplies in large amounts to Asia. The U.S. is sending out liquefied natural gas at the maximum capacity that we possibly can, much of that to Europe. And so the U.S. is helping meet the moment, not only here at home, where supplies are ample and the concerns about shortages really do not exist, absent maybe California, and we are helping meet the demands of the world. And so I think the U.S. energy industry is standing tall during this moment of need.
So can you put this all together as it relates to the war with Iran? Because MS Now and CNN pundits have been complaining that gas prices have gone up. They have gone up. But the president is saying they will come down. Can you put this all together for us?
Yeah, if you look what the long-term ramifications are, this has no better outcome than we being on top. With increased production, lower gas prices, more control over the Gulf, these are all going to benefit America. Contrast to what the Democrats did, basically getting rid of a pipeline that would have helped us strategically, depleting the reserves that we had, making sure that they worked against oil production, that they overregulated and overtaxed. Look what they've done in California. You can see which party is about cheap and affordable energy, which has driven the economy since the beginning of America. And as we always say, the business of America is business. Look at who's helping Americans and who's hurting us. And I think the answers are clear.
Thank you very much, Congressman Rich McCormick, and thank you again for your service to America. It's good to see you. Coming up next, we've got this for you.